Many Face Publishing, man. This weekend we got a little treat in boxing. We got a Lamont Roach, Tank Davis. I wouldn't say classic, but it was definitely a good fight, and a shocking outcome. I think, to me, right, I didn't like this fight from the jump, and it ain't no knock on, the kid Lamont Roach. He's a good fighter, and it was saying, like, he to me, this wasn't the fight people wanted to see, and my whole point was, pay-per-view, is messing up the sport of boxing. And not pay-per-view itself, but what I mean is the things that surround it. So it's like, you're starting to get this A-side, B-side thing. You started paying to see the fighter and not the fights itself. We weren't getting the highly anticipated matchups. We weren't getting the fights that we wanted to see as fans. We started getting, just seeing the fighter. So a guy like Canelo, he can get away with it because Canelo has a fan base. When you look at a guy like Tank, Tank has fans. He doesn't really have a fan base. He don't got like a base of fans that just follow everything he do. He's just a fan favorite fighter as far as, the excitement that comes with his fights. So it's Canelo got a whole country behind him. He got a whole race behind him, and that's his base. No matter what happens with him, they rolling with him, man. With Tank, is mixed. He just has fans. He has people that will come out to see him fight because they want to see that knockout. And I think that what happened with him was that started getting to his head. And a lot of times, you look for your power to bail you out, like a Mike Tyson, a Deontay Wilder. Something Manager Marty had mentioned yesterday on his live that, I had alluded to in some tweets as well. Like, if you start, relying too much on your power to bail you out, sometimes you got to have that plan B. And Tank never had a plan B because his power usually bailed him out. But this time around, it didn't. Homeboy was able to stand in the pocket, take his shots, and land some effective counter shots. And before Tank really, figured out ways to make adjustments, it was too late. He allowed, Tank has he allowed a lot of rounds to pass of inactivity. You're just looking for that knockout, and that cost him. He should have lost that fight. He got a gift from the judges, but that kid should have won that fight, man. He definitely got jobbed, man. I feel, in a rematch, I don't know what's gonna happen. Two things can happen if they rematch. Either Tank gonna get him out of there, or really punish him. That's what he has to do, or that kid, because of his confidence now, mess around and beats Tank and beats him convincingly, maybe even stop him. Those are the two things I think could happen, which is obvious, but nobody thought this would be a draw either. But the kid, he fought a great fight, and you got to take your hat off to him. But see, this is what happens when the guys like Tank, you keep fighting these type of caliber fighters. And like I said, I'm not trying to knock the kid, because anybody that steps in that ring is a warrior. So we're not knocking the kid, but we're just talking about the level of competition and the fights that people want to see. When you constantly fighting these type of guys and you step up in competition, same thing with Canelo Alvarez. As soon as he went in, Bivol was a cherry pick gone wrong. He had to pick his poison, and he picked Bivol, and ended up losing. But he didn't lose bad like that. He definitely lost. There wasn't no controversy with that. He clearly lost. He got outclassed in that fight. When you look at this Tank fight, Tank was in the fight. It was definitely a close fight, but that kid did enough to win rounds, and he was more active. He landed more punches, and he dictated the fight, and he just didn't get the decision. You know what I'm saying? It was a draw. Now, I also said that hurts the stock of Tank because of all that A side, B side, dumb shit. So now, right? And I you know, I don't like to knock these fighters. I want them all to get paid, you know. But now, like Tank, if people that into that A side, B side, he lost a little bit of leverage in his fight, and that leverage is gone, man. Like it's not gone completely, but you know, now kids that come to the table and push their demands. They don't gotta, you know, just bend to his will. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if he don't come back and now you gotta finish, now you got a job to finish with this kid. So now those big fights we got may get derailed because of this fight, because now you gotta get this right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you're going to the next fight, you're not gonna have a negotiation tactics behind you. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna, you know, you're gonna have to make this right if you wanna, you know, get back in a better position of business. So he's gonna have to me, take this rematch and make it right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and if he fights somebody like Jake Paul or some stupid shit like that, then I know you're not taking boxing serious no more. And that was another thing, that lack of focus in there, firing your trainer. Why? You know, that was unnecessary, you know what I'm saying, to demote him and, you know, a guy that was there with you your whole career, you know, and you put him on the sideline and then yelling at him in the corner. And I don't think that was right, man. You know what I'm saying? If I was him, I wouldn't even have came out like that. You're not going to embarrass me like that, man. And, you know, I'm anxious to see how that's going to turn out. If you're going to still have that same team, you know, there's a lot going on, man. Tank said he had to work on himself. It's the holy month of Ramadan. Took his shahada. You know, you need to concentrate on fasting and working on yourself, inshallah. We all do. But, you know, that's just my advice to him. But I'm going to get back at you guys later. I got to head out. I just wanted to, you know, give my thoughts on the fight that happened this weekend. And shout out to Gary Antoine Russell Jr. You know, he had the best performance of the night, and no one's really talking about it. He beat Rayo, and he outclassed him and outboxed him. And that was a great fight for him. And that was a very great performance. And you don't hear nobody really talking about it. So, you know, give him his credit. Give Lamar Roach his credit and his team for going out there and sticking to their game plan and putting that belt to ass. And even shout out to Tank Davis for, you know, hanging in there and making it, you know, a great fight. And, you know, hopefully, you know, we get to see a rematch and we get the clear winner. Hopefully, you know, too, what may happen is, you know, the commission can overturn that decision too. That'd be real bad for Tank if that happens, man. That loss, woo, he gonna have to, I'm telling you, he gotta make this rematch, man. Anyway, I'm out, man. Many Face Publishing, man. Peace.